Professor Ranjit Singh and his team, as well as the participants, of course, whom I always consider as my customers. It is a great honor for me to be invited and to get associated with this such as branded program. I thank the organizer. Since time is short, without having too much of buzzwords in the form of, in the domain of introduction, let me straightway go to thanking those earlier speakers, Professor Shailendra, Professor Vijayasree, and Honorable Director Sir, for pitching certain terminologies, certain issues to the participants and the learned audience, that my job has become, I think, little bit easier. I thank Shailendra Sir for introducing the concept of rationality versus the biasness. And I believe this is the fundamental assumption. But we should not misconstrue that rationality is the only thing and biasness is a crime. Thank God we have the biasness. Thank God we have the 5 different sizes of the fingers in our hands. Thank God we have different types of brains. That biasness must be there, and that is the beauty. That is why we have got so many writers in the literature, so many different scientists, so many different programs in computer, so on and so forth. So this is not a crime. Yes, thanks to Shailendra Sir for talking about social networking, then overreactions and assumptions of traditional finance. I thank Professor Vijayasree Madam for introducing the importance of psychology, then mental process, then miscalculations, quote and unquote, in investment, then talking about the particular term cognitions, then security, and for enlightening us that the scope of the business finance is increasing, and referring tacitly that the business finance has obviously a scope in the situation of current pandemic onslaught that is going on. And Madam has talked about very interesting concept. In finance, we talk about minimization of cost, maximization of profit, and Madam has introduced very interesting term, minimization of errors because of the biasness. I am not sure whether we can really minimize error, but obviously we can optimize the commission of error, because it is just like a 7 keynotes of a bugle. By pressing the different knobs of the bugle, we produce different types of tunes, as in the case of Indian classical music. 7 notes are there, and based on the 7 notes, we have different kinds of ragas for early morning, even late night, evening, morning, or 24 hours of a day. So behavior, thanks that we do not follow rationality, so much of the beauty of the human life. But all said and done, I again thank the Director Sir for introducing the issue of monsoon. Yes, I like. Monsoon sows the greenery leaves, that new life is there. Sir, rightly you have said that it should have been, might be, the monsoon is there. And you have talked about the gambling, and it's gambling in the religious scriptures, and you have associated with the concept of mental accounting. You have talked about emotional stability, and you have also talked about make hay when sun shines, quote and unquote. You have referred to the very interesting case of Punjab Bank case study. And finally, the most important point that you have talked about, ethical behavioral finance. That is the most important issue. We have become a financier, behavioral financier, but we have perhaps missed the bus of being ethical behavioral finance manager. And that is why so many new branches are coming up in auditing also. that is the why police is there, then auditing team is there, and so on and so forth. With that basic premises, I would like to venture into my areas. So may I request Ranjit, Professor Ranjit, can you see my sharing of this slide?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Should I share it?
Let me try.
Okay, sir.
Is it coming?
Yes, sir.
It is coming. Okay, fine.
Seeing the slides now.
Sir, share
So,
it. Sir, click
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the pop-up window.
just a minute. Share. Yes, here.
Yes.
How it started.
Is it there? Is it?
Yeah, it's starting, sir. Starting.
Okay. Thank you.
We yet to see the content. but
Yes.
it has now. Yes. Now it is visible, sir.
So, as Director Sir has rightly said, it is like no story of Chiching Fak. If we remember this story, that in a grave under the hill, lot of ornaments, golds, and resources, treasures were hidden, and one person could identify there by using the so-called mantra or adabra kind of thing, the Chiching Fak, and the hill got divided, and he got inside the this mines or the reservoir of wealth. So with that idea in mind, I have nomenclatured the entire discussion behavioral finance, where from to where to. Now, here, before I venture into the entire these difficulties issues, let us try to have some basic issues. We have to understand that behavior, what is behavior? It is a reaction to the stimulus received from the environment. Now, who receives this? It is the human being. How he receives or she receives? Through the sensory organs. And God was kind enough to give us these 6 sensory organs. Then once it is received, it is then processed. So to understand that, we have to go to the biology. Once it is received through all the sensory organs, the neurons carry these messages to the brain, and it is processed there. Again, from after processing, just like computer, the output is again conveyed by the brain through the neurons to the different parts of the body to react. It happens so fast, we do not understand, but this the experts in biology, they say it happens like that. The question arises, what happens into the brain? When we say it is processed by the brain, then we have to take recourse to Bloom's learning taxonomy. Now, according to Bloom's learning taxonomy, there are 3 domains in the brain. One is cognitive, where it talks about logic. Another domain is affective, where it talks about emotions. And another is psychomotor domain. Now, what the psychomotor domain does, the order received from the cognitive domain or from the emotional domain or affective domain, I should say, when it is received by the psychomotor domain, this domain gives the instructions to us, and accordingly we behave by moving our voluntary muscles or involuntary muscles we try to control. Now, with that, this is one issue. And another basic assumption is that assumptions of economics, accounting, and finance, all these had a very common interesting assumptions that human beings are rational. But Is it like that suddenly we realize that human being is not rational? No, by birth. With the advent of human civilization, people were not rational. Then question arises, why have we then considered that human being is rational? Now you see, when you talk about modeling something, then it is absolutely impossible to all the variables which is happening in the fraction of a time to incorporate in the model. So we consider certain thing as given and certain thing is just manageable. So under that paradigm, then we considered that we started with the belief that human being is rational, or if human being would have been rational, then what would have been the ideal behavior? These are the fundamental things. Now, what I'll do here in these discussions, what are the areas covered are research papers which contributed in the journey of behavioral finance. Then what are the recent expanse of behavioral finance? And this will be done based on the sample of studies from the Journal of Behavioral and Experimental Finance. I would request to note down the word experimental finance. So finance has landed into another domain. And this journal is published by the Elsevier, and this it will be followed by certain observations. Now, first, Simon, in this paper, a behavioral model of rational choice in 1955 questioned whether our behavior is rational or not. This was the first. Simon Hubbard was from the domain of psychology. Then John Muth said rational expectations and the theory of price movements. He criticized that what the traditional finances are talking about, it is not correct. So this is considered to be the first formal write-up in the domain of behavioral finance. Then Samuelson talked about risk and uncertainty, a fallacy of large number. This, he is again from psychology, domain of psychology. Then, sorry, I made a mistake. Then went wrong. He talked about speculative prices and random walk, a denial that there is the question of the concept of random walk that is usually considered to be truth. It cannot be questioned. So he was from the finance, and he contributed and said that finance cannot, that means traditional finance cannot answer this concept of random walk. Next, another, William Sharp, through his paper Capital Asset Pricing, a theory of market equilibrium under conditions of risk. There also he pointed out that there is something lacking in traditional finance. He is from the domain of finance. Another stalwart, FEMA, filter rules and stock market trading. Yes, so here also he said there are certain filter rules, exceptions are there in stock market trading. These exceptions cannot be explained by the traditional rules of finance. And it was in 1966. Then Victor Naderhofer, a new look at clustering of stock prices. So when he studied into it, he said that traditional finance cannot tell about that how the prices of stocks moves in a cluster. Richard Stevenson and Robert Weir, they have talked about commodity futures and trends or random walks. Here again a question by the expert from the finance that whether traditional finance can really do the justice or not. It was in 1970. Again, Victor Naderhofer, from the perspective of behavioral finance, he wrote the analysis of world events and stock prices. Now, when he studied the stock prices of different stock exchanges in the different parts of the world, he could prove that the existing knowledge or science of traditional finance cannot explain certain issues in the behavior of the movement of the data. Now, at this juncture, I would prefer to introduce a interesting difference between behavior in human being and behavior in the movement of data. So share prices movement, that is, when we study the movement behavior, it is the study of the behavior in the movement of the data. And when we are talking about behavioral finance, we are not talking about or behavioral movement in the data, but we are talking about behavioral, that is what is happening inside the mind. So that is the basic premises on which traditional finance and business finance, behavioral finance differs. Most interesting, Tversky, judgment under uncertainty and heuristics and biases. Here comes the very important publications research paper in 1974. Here he has his team of researchers that talked about biasness, heuristics. Next is Liz, Ronald Reyes, then G. Wilber, and Gary. What they have said, that individual investor attributes and attitudes. Here they have questioned the very basic foundation that human being is rational. But interestingly, he is from the domain of finance. Like that, Cornell and Kimball, they have talked about the efficiency of market for foreign exchange, floating exchange rates. There also they talked about traditional finance fail. Fishburne, unbound utility functions in expected utility theory. There also they say that traditional finance cannot answer all the questions of unbound utility functions. Then experts from the behavioral finance like Newland, Roland, then Gary, they have written pattern of investment strategy and behavior among individual investors. Now we have to be very careful in noting the words in the title. There is a common perception that behavioral finance is macro in nature. Why it is macro in nature? Because what will happen in the share market, again there is a narrow view that it is applicable in the share market only. And it is also viewed that behavioral impact of behavioral finance can be understood after the impact happens. We cannot measure before. So this paper clearly states that this is a fundamental flaw in approaching behavioral finance. Miller, in the paper Risk, Uncertainty and Divergence on Options, they also talked about role of human behavior and how human behavior is affecting the options pricings and trading in options. So another important point, Kahneman, Tversky, they are from the domain of psychology. They have given the prospect theory and analysis of decisions under risk. This is one of the fundamental bases of behavioral finance, though they are not from the pure finance, they are from the psychology. Grether, again, Bayes' rules as a descriptive model, the representative heuristic, another kind of bias, though he is from the domain of psychology, but his work has tremendous impetus in the domain of finance, and ultimately it led to the emergence of behavioral finance. He discussed all these things in 1980. Now in 81, again Kahneman and Tversky, they said the framing of decisions and the psychology of choice. Here they have pointed out that the traditional perception that men are rational doesn't stand anymore. Then Reagan direct test of Rolle's conjecture on firm size effect. Then again by Hayes and his team, rational expectations. That is again very interesting. Rational expectations and risk premia in forward markets, in primary metals at London Metals Exchange Market. In the year 1982, they pointed out that there is something in the minds of the investor. Again, I beg to differ. Very often it is said, investor, investor, investor. I would rather prefer to say not only the investor, it is the agents of investor or advisors of the investors, their behavior too affects the investment behavior of the investor. So when we study behavioral finance, many a time we exclude the agents of the investor or advisor of the investor, but in a fullest coverage of the thing, we should include their mindset also. Next, then Loomis and Robertson, they have given another theory, regret theory, an alternative theory of rational choice under uncertainty. Now, most of the participants might be thinking before joining this, will it be rational to join the course or I'll have to regret? So before joining, you have compared yourself, and those who have decided, okay, something is better than nothing, then taken the risks. So there is nothing to regret. Whatever it is, we will come to know something. And somebody says, oh no, they are not sure. This institute, this coordinator, this resource persons, those are coming, they do not know what is their standing. Okay, but it will be a great loss of time. I can invest the time for others. So I should not regret in the future, so I should not join. Similar things happens in investment also. Then others in related disciplines, what does it mean? They have, Richard Thaler has said, it is not only finance. You have to study economics, you have to study accounting, then you land into finance, then you have to have sociology, you have to have psychology, even you have to have anthropology, and you must have a knowledge of artificial intelligence to understand the behavior. Then Hepburn, subject awareness of stereotyping. Do we know when our judgments are prejudiced? This is $1 million question. Anyone who decides, everybody at the point of time of investment feels that I am the most rational, I am not prejudiced. That means there must be someone to tell them that what is a bias, means different from the something rational. Now, again, that is again domain of the researcher. Imagine, all human beings are behaving rationally. So in the context of economic theory, perfect market, what does it mean? Large number of buyers, large number of sellers. If that is the case, then in stock market, just for an example, all the buyers have full knowledge and all the sellers have full knowledge. Second condition of perfect market is that none can influence the price, because price is given, it prevails same throughout the market. If that is the case in the share market, then there is no enjoyment in investing in shares. So, are you talking about stereotyping? Then comes the Hansen, achieving representativeness of observable components of the indirect utility function in logic choice model in empirical revelation. Now in 1984, it was the Hansen who pointed out that it is not the only regression analysis through which we can understand the behavior. It is not linear. Rather, we'll have to translate the information into linear form using linear choice model. And it is the very first diversion of the understanding of the human behavior, that it do not follow simple regression analysis model. And this empirical revelation, it was a revolution at the point of time in the 1984. And with Kurzweil, D. Bond, then Bernstein, Russell, Thomas, and Taylor, they have contributed, like personal income taxes and January effect. This is also a kind of biasness. Does the stock market overreact? Yes. HOD was talking about overreaction. Overreaction, underreaction, no reaction, as such, these are the biasness. Now, if every human being is rational, everybody would have reacted in the same way, in the same level and same depth. Does the stock market overreact? This is again another. Next, relevance of quasi-rationality in the competitive market. Now, from the concept of rationality, we are evolving or moving into the another term called quasi-rationality, like quasi-judicial. It is not judicial, but tantamounts to be judicial. Now here also, credit goes to Russell and Taylor to introduce the term of quasi-rationality. Then Atron, decision making under ambiguity, then rational choice and the framing of decision. What goes behind, on the basis of what we decide. Then it was contributed by Tversky and Kanhan. And then beating the foreign exchange market. They were from the domain of finance. And they say that pure financial knowledge is not helpful. Something that is there happening in the frame of the mind because of the certain behavioral reasons cannot be understood by the traditional theory of finance. Now here, Fisher, in the paper that is the American Finance Association, in the annual meeting, he also pointed out that the days of traditional finance is almost, it is reached to the maturity level. It is now in the declining stage. We have to understand this traditional finance using different tools, different, yes, it is as simple as that, it is tools. Or I should say different kaleidoscope. Rationality and utility from the standpoint of evolutionary biology. Now this biology, they are studying biology, this evolutionary biology, to understand the behavioral finance subject, the concept of rationality and utility. Campbell, and then is the rational expectation hypothesis enough? Yes. The goal we have again question whether rationality is rational itself. Whatever we consider is rational, whether that is rational or what is we are considering as bias, that is actually rational. A very famous, interesting opinion given by Gold. And anomalies in financial economy, blueprint for change. But what are the anomalies? Now, very interesting here it is that everything remaining same. If the chairman or the board of the chairman of the board of director, so the chairman of a company changes, other things remaining same, then what happens? There is a complete change in the activities inside the organization. What does it mean? It means there is an influence of that leader in the domain of the behavior of the existing human resources. And this is earlier point, these experts, Black, Campbell, Gold, and Clarion, they have talked from the perspective of behavioral finance. Next is, again, Purohitha, comments on plot and Kahneman Nash and Taylor. So what this expert Kahneman and Taylor said, then Brunner studied that in detail and said that there is a lot of fundamental concepts and things are there in their writings which we have not considered earlier. Thus, our knowledge of understanding investors' behavior was partial. Then, non-synchronous security trading and market index autocorrelation. This study also led by the finance expert, and they said finance cannot explain to the fullest extent. In the past, again, rational models of irrational behavior. Very interesting. Then Arcano. Then can tax loss selling explain the January effect or further evidence on investors' overreaction and stock market seasonality or anomalies, the January effect? Taylor, all these have these experts like Ekroloff, Jones, Debon, and Taylor. They pointed out that there is a tremendous role of behavioral finance to understand the investment behavior. Some new filters, rules, tests, and methods and results. That means here Sweeney said that existing tools that are used in traditional finance, these are not sufficient to decipher or to unlock. Now, this is the January effect, aggregate insider, theory of noise trading in securities, permanent and temporary components of stock prices, testing rationality in the point spread betting market. These are again the certain issues raised by this Shanahan, Truman, FEMA, and the Gundar. They talk about that business finance behavioral finance has something its own and unique, which is not possible exclusively from psychology or exclusively from finance. That when the two stream of knowledge blends together, psychology and the finance, then the behavioral finance emerges and we get these are the new opinion, new perceptions. Now another, mean reversion, short horizon expected returns, whether we should invest for short run or long run and what happens to the investors while they invest. Preference reveals without the independence axiom. Yes, this is again interesting. Now preference, when we say preference, it is always on a certain anchor. Is it independent? Perhaps it is not. Anomalies, a mean reverting walk random Wall Street. This is again, Taylor has said that the random walk theory that is normally explained by the traditional model of business finance has failed to explain the the anomalies or the whether these Asian tigers fell or bubbles in the share market. So these were the past, and these continued up to 1989. So till 1989, these are the papers that were published, and still these findings are influencing to those thinkers, researchers, or just those who are looking at the subject of behavioral finance with awe, with mesmerization. Their thinking is being influenced by these past studies. Now let us go to the present. So presently, huge, tremendous work is being done. And Madam Vijayasri has rightly said that yes, the scope is huge. So when it is huge, when the whole population cannot be considered, we have to look into the sample. So for that purpose, I have considered Journal of Behavioral and Experimental Finance. Its ISSN number is this 2214653, published by Elsevier. It is a case study. Now, very recent past issues. What are the topics? How important is trust in driving financial inclusion? So trust, it is a subjective matter, psychology. Abnormal volatility in seasoned equity offering during economic disruption. Again, these are what In June 21, these are recently published, June 21, recently published, do multiple competing offering on crowdfunding platform. This is a new crowdfunding, new concept under the domain of financial engineering. Influence investment behavior. This is published in the June 21. Next, improving stock price prediction using long short-term memory model combined with online social networks. Now here is an again clue that financial market or investment is not exclusive. It is also inclusive. It is impacted by social factors, as Madam has said, and then other speakers, HOD also have said, and they have talked about social network. Next, CEO generational differences, risk-taking and political connections, evidences from Malaysian firm. Just I was talking about that with the change of the guards, who is in the difference, there is a change in the outcome. So that is a matter of behavior. This is interesting. Recent future, this paper will be published in the September 2021. Foreign shareholding, corporate governance. Now you see, corporate governance is also coming under the behavioral finance. Firm performance, evidences from Chinese companies. This study is going to be published in September 21. Implication of stigmatization on investors' financial risk tolerance. So, in the traditional concept, then it says that there is a risk tolerance, there is a stigma that upper limit is this, lower limit is this. Now, where the study has been extended, the case of a gay man, just imagine, third gender. So it is again very interesting. Trust in the government increases financial well-being and general well-being. Now two issues, financial well-being and general well-being during COVID-19. This is also being studied and it will be published in September of 2021. Next, do global equity mutual funds exhibits home bias? This is another interesting new addition to the stock of the already more than 150 biases. This is the new addition, a kind of home bias. Retail investor, risk-seeking, attention, and the January effect. Now here we find that we are talking about the retail investors, individual. Rand intraday momentum in the stock market when deals are being done within a intraday, what happens and how behavioral finance or the theories of behavioral finance or models of behavioral finance can answer this intradaying behavior or behavior in the movement of the data. Monitoring exchange rate stability in 12 selected Islamic economies. Now here we see Islamic economies means these are different from the non-Islamic economies. We know very little about the finance. Traditional finance cannot explain those issues. So for that, to understand what is there in Islamic economies, we'll have to study behavioral finance. That means culture. That is why I said initially that we'll have to understand not only psychology, sociology, culture, and anthropology too. Because business anthropology, that is the emerging branch of knowledge, only there is a good kind of research is being done in the Hyderabad University in India. Mostly they are from the domain of the anthropology. So this is a virgin area for the students from the management or commerce. The downside of moralizing financial market. Now we are talking about morality, and directors has rightly pointed out ethical financial behavior. So anti-Semitic stereotyping, German anti-crunch. So these are coming in September 2021. Then payment methods and disposition effect. This is again another bias. Evidences from Indonesian mutual fund trading, short sales restrictions, and market quality, evidence from Korea. This traditional finance here again could not answer the problem, behavioral finance could it. Managerial optimism and corporate investment behavior. Now here we see at retail investors at the micro level, that is micro level business, behavioral finance. And when we talk about corporate investment behavior, we are talking about macro level behavioral finance. What determines managers and investors' sentiment? When we are talking about sentiment, we are talking about psychology, we are sociology, culture, which the traditional finance cannot top up. And interestingly, Artificial Intelligence for Behavioral Finance, a book edited by Value Purti and Deusen, it will be published in 18 September in 2020. It has been published. Then software for experimental economics, which are being utilized by the finance people and the experts of behavioral finance to understand better the behavioral finance. And then another issue, the influence of behavioral factors on SMEs. That means we know what is SMEs, owners' intentions to adopt private finance. Here is again the role of behavioral finance. Immune or at risk, stock markets, and the significance of COVID-19 pandemic. So here is again to understand that we have to, these authors and Neely and O'Donnell and their team said that it is the knowledge of behavioral finance can tell us better. Cross-sectional association of financial anxiety. Financial anxiety, it is not talked about in traditional finance. Medical conditions and preferences for financial interventions. Here comes, when is an anxiety, it is the domain of psychology. Translation of international financial reporting standards and implication for judgments and decision making. Now somebody may be thinking, it is a domain of business, business finance is being questioned and we are going for the behavioral finance. But I'm afraid to mention that traditional accounting is no more foolproof from the psychological behavior of the accountant or the managers. And here is glaring example that accounting standards, reporting standards that the accountants talk about or accounting bodies talks about, there are also research that these what the standard that is being fixed by the standard authority bodies, it is hardly rational. It is always, and most of the cases, it is influenced by the biasness of some companies, biasness of some country, and so on and so forth. So, behavioral accounting is also there. So, puzzles of insurance demands and its biases. Now, see, behavioral finance is also applicable in the domain of insurance. A survey on the role of behavioral biases and financial literacy on insurance demands. Then herding behavior and price convergence clubs in cryptocurrencies. The latest hot thing, cryptocurrencies. There is also the influence of the behavioral finance during the bull and bear markets. Foreign language effect and professional judgments on fair value measurement. The traditional finance talks about fair value measurement. And what is the influence of foreign language effect? That is, again, it is the traditional finance cannot explain. It is the domain of the behavioral finance. Evidence from Germany and the United Kingdom. Nudging against panic selling, making use of the IKEA effect, or working capital management and COAs. So you see here is an example that working capital is also influenced by behavioral finance. Unsticking credit card. Now you see credit card issues, repayments, these are also affected by behavioral finance from the minimum, advices, anchors, again behavioral finance and financial incentives. Volatility, connectedness of majority cryptocurrencies, the role of investor happiness. Again investor happiness, it is a psychological issue. Unless these are taken care of, the study of finance is incomplete. Professor Ranjit.
Yes. Yes, sir.
I'm overspilling.
No, sir.
Shall I continue?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Is it okay? Yeah, please,
Yes, sir. It's okay.
Please remind
okay,
me.
Yes, sir. It's okay, sir.
Please remind me if I am crossing the limit.
No, sir.
Okay. Thank you. investors' emotions. Now, emotions again psychology and earning announcement. So there is no question of rationality. Managerial optimism, investment cash flow sensitivity, agency cost, evidence from New York Stock Exchange panel data firm. Interestingly, this was considered to be the domain of pure finance, but it has been studied and found that no, pure finance theories and rules and tools and techniques cannot explain properly. Next, COVID-19 pandemic and speculation in energy, precious metal, and agricultural futures. Now you see, in futures also, there is role of behavioral finance. Do opinion polls on government preference influence stock returns? Now here we find very interesting issue how political scenario, this social politics is affecting the financial investment decision. A tale of the company fundamentals. Now this is the pure finance versus sentiment that is about the domain of psychology driven pricing, a case of GameStop. Now here we find that if we study separately psychology and finance, then we'll find like the railway track, two lines will never meet. So what we'll have to have a behavioral finance to understand this. How do funds attract the attention of individual investors? If everybody is rational, then everybody has 100% information, but in reality they do not. And given the one information, reaction to that information of all the investors are different. Hence, it needs different type of dosing or of what we call elements of marketing, like product, pricing, place, promotion, so on and so forth. We'll have to manipulate. Now here we see pure finance domain is being influenced by the piece of marketing, which is very much fundamental in the domain of marketing. Interestingly, if you study all the models, risks in the market risks in the finance is never studied using the P's, risks in product, risks in pricing, risks in promotion, risks in place, risks associated with people, risks associated with participation. These are never studied by the people of finance, though they study the risks, market risks. This is very funny thing. Behavioral biases in NFL gambling markets. Director sir was rightly talking about that in the gambling, that this ancient time that we had, this now Robert Durant and Fernando, they have also said that there are behavioral biases in gambling market, and they have proved it. How they could prove it? Because of empirical finance. Reducing algorithm aversion through experiences. This is very interesting. That how to correct biasness. For that algorithms, again, computer science, knowledge of computer science is coming into the domain of the behavioral finance. Does social capital influence corporate risk taking? Now again, you see this how society as a whole collectively influence the financial market. Hoarding and anchoring in cryptocurrencies market. This hoarding and anchoring are the two biases, and cryptocurrency is the in thing we all know. Investors' reactions for fear and uncertainty. Behavioral finance in an era of artificial intelligence, longitudinal study of robo-advisors in investment decisions. Now we know nowadays we are getting advised by the robots. They have artificial intelligence. And interesting, this Amul Taja is considered more healthy than the natural milk nowadays. It is not that I'm trying to bring a simile. We have, if the human being have the original or non-artificial intelligence, but we are so limited in power that we are relying on the artificial intelligence. That is, of course, in a lighter vein. But what I'm trying to hint at that artificial intelligence has also made inroad into the domain of behavioral finance. Then unraveling the relationship between social moods and the stock market. Evidences from United Kingdom. So social, not only social capital, social moods also matters, which is not in the domain of the pure finance. Then using artificial neural network techniques to improve the description and prediction of household financial ratio. So neural network technique is in thing. A complete, this paper was published in March 2020. A complete empirical ensemble mode decomposition and support vector machine based approach to predict Bitcoin prices. Now you see traditional financial model is failing to predict the Bitcoin prices. Two words reveal the latent truth, identifying the communication pattern of corporate losers. How the corporate houses which are losing, how they communicate in their annual report and how they influence the investors, that cannot be studied by the traditional finance. For that, you'll have to study about psychology and other things. When you are empowered by psychology, sociology, and then anthropology, and then artificial intelligence, neural network, all sort of things, then you better understand this. A framework of analyzing financial behavior using machine learning classification of personality through handwriting analysis. This is again funny. This is again the domain of the psychologists. So how the behavior, that is the fundamental thing, that all the investors are rational and they will tend to behave in the same way. That is the fundamentally incorrect. This is proved once again. Robo-advisory and its potential in addressing the behavioral biases of investors, a qualitative study in Indian context. So this is, I'm proud, I feel proud in saying that we are not lagging behind with the Western countries. In the March 2020, this study was done. That means how biasness of the investors can be minimized using the robots or artificial intelligence. That has been also studied. The application of artificial intelligence in commercial banks, a research agenda for behavioral finance. Now, the commercial banks, which usually used to follow the traditional finance, which they used to consider sacrosanct, untouchable, like Gita, which cannot be changed, or Quran, which cannot be changed, like Bible, which cannot be changed. Now they are also realizing that no, we have to understand behavioral finance. And this is the finding in September 2020. First and frugal heuristics arguments. The heuristic argument again further classified down. Now we are not guided by only heuristics. Fast and frugal heuristics has come into the picture when machine learning quantifies Bayesian uncertainty, binary. Most of the time we prefer to take decision yes or no, either to invest or not to invest. Or most of the time the investors follow this binary decision. They don't follow 3-point scale or 5-point scale, 7-point scale. As a researcher, we feel comfortable when we scaling technique. Now all said and done, let us look into the peeping into the future through Journal of Behavioral and Experimental Finance once again. Area of behavioral finance and experimental finance. They will focus on approaches through which we can view financial decision making. All fields of finance, where such as research is carried out with a behavioral perspective or is carried out via experimental method, this comes under behavioral study or behavioral finance related study. Both empirical and theoretical papers, that also is covered and welcome, which cast light on the behavioral and experimental topics. Interestingly, overview of synthesis of present research. Now here, that is the only reason for which behavioral finance is criticized more. If there are 100 psychologists, there will be 100 plus psychological opinion. And if there are 100 financial experts, there will be 101 plus financial opinion. And if two branch mingles, I do not know whether it will be mixture or compound. I use the term in the scientific term, compound and mixture. Then how many new views will come? Every day they are coming. But what is the problem of the behavioral finance at this moment? That we require synthesis. Further, replication of experimental finance studies of the recently published high impact research in the area. Interestingly, many research that are being published in the highly impacted journals, mostly theories, and still these are not experimentally proved, as in the case of Einstein. This E is equal to mc square, it mathematically it was proved long back, but practically it was proved very few years back only. That is the experimental kind of research that was done in physics, I am sure, and in that directions we will have to move. Now, what does it encompasses behavioral finance? Investigations of biases. Mostly says it is investigations of biases, but not. It is not so. It is one of the part. Role of various neurological markers. Role of neurological markers in financial decision making. National and organizational cultures as it impacts financial decision making. Sentiments and asset pricing. Asset pricing, as we understand from the traditional financial finance, that it is from the balance sheet assets and liabilities, but it is not. The design and implementation of experiments to investigate financial decision making and trading, and methodological experiment. This is very, very important. We require more and more innovative methods, research designs to go deeper into the business finance, because the tools and techniques of psychology, tools and techniques of traditional finance, or for that matter, or in anthropology, they are not giving us any good result. We need researching the research methodologies, new findings, and for that, artificial intelligence, or for that matter, natural experiments, that is experiment in being in the nature, as the anthropologists do. They go inside the areas of the jungles where the tribes stay. They stay for years together. Then they try to understand what is the behavior and what is the reason of such behavior. It is not studied by statistical tests and significances. That kind of studies are required to understand for behavioral finances. Finally, conclusion. Business finance encompasses a very vast area. It is very much progressive. Artificial intelligence, fintech, behavioral finance has made the branch of knowledge this very challenging. Business finance behavioral finance has both macro level and micro level issues. Knowledge of economics, accounting, finance, sociology, psychology, anthropology, artificial intelligence, fintech is fundamental to understand the entire gamut of future behavioral finance. And experimental research design is making a tremendous headway in the behavioral finance. So that is the thing. Where from we are, where we are. I believe that all the other details will be taken care of during these discussions of 5 days. So this is the expanse I thought, as the directors have said, to unlock the situation. That is how I try to unlock the domain of behavioral finance. Thank you. It's over to Professor Ranjit.
Thank you, sir.